Welcome to the unofficial launch of the Course Doctor's First Aid Station. I'm excited to finally have this start rolling out with some content, and it's kind of impromptu because I'm announcing the Gamification series or Gamify Learning series by way of a call to action and a call to support. So my hope is that this is going to intrigue you as much as it has hooked me, so to say. So let me just dive right in. On the screen you can see I have been a part of for the past week and a half a course by James Wedmore, the Digital CEO, or the Rise of the Digital CEO. First off, the training itself has been amazing. He totally over-delivers, and he does it without shame. He 100%, the live sessions typically ran for almost 3 hours of him just dumping so much goodness. It wasn't that it was just an overload of information, even though it was an overload of information, but it was good information with amazing examples. So with that, I am gonna jump to my ask, and I'm gonna mention this 3 times in here. So this is the first time. My ask is right now, as you can see on the screen, I receive 100 points if I refer this program to anyone else. There is still time for me to receive your 100 points, and you still have a week of access because the access to the recordings and everything doesn't go away until Sunday. Next week Sunday. So that would be like the 20th or 22nd, somewhere in there. I'm not sure exactly when they're pulling them down, but you still have a week to go through all of this awesome content. So with that, I have created a QR code for you. So on the screen, you can just scan that. I am looking for people that are actually humans. You have a first name, you have an email address, and you have even the slightest bit of interest in potentially becoming a digital CEO of your own business. This program, this Rise, it's 100% free, is a great foundational start for that. And if you wish, if you respond, I will go back and forth with people that let me know that they actually supported me on this, and I will gladly offer my services with the Course Doctor, and we can, there'll be some back and forth that we can go through, and I'm happy to offer that kind of support up front. But if we need to, we can always schedule a call and jump onto that as well through my walk-in clinic, if it's actually getting deeper than what we can do just by a quick exchange. So there is that line. But for those that actually come in here and it's on the honor system, I just would so appreciate you helping me. I have my sights set on the grand prize, which is a seat in this year's coaching program with James Wedmore. And so right now, when I went to bed last night, I think I was down to 14. I at one point had been up to spot number 9 and had all high hopes of getting up there. And right now I am down to spot 17. Hence this video, a little impromptu. I was hoping to formally launch the first aid station here on Monday, but hey, let's just jump right in and make this happen right now. So again, the QR code, I'll put it up right here. You can scan that, go there, and then I will forever be grateful for the 100 points that you are supporting me. It takes filling out that form, and then when the email comes, there will be a button to access the course, and you can then, on the left-hand side here, go to the Win Big and see if you help me bump up the remaining 16 spaces. I've got a long way to go as of today, I'm telling you. But it's the perfect example for my summer initiative, which I had already determined was kicking off at the end of June, and this is just forcing me to do it a little bit sooner because I want to start rolling this content out. My summer series is all about gamifying learning because the course creators that I work with, and even with my marketing, I've talked a lot about results. How do we actually increase performance? How do we start tracking the metrics of courses? All of that isn't very exciting. When I talk about results, it's like, well, yeah, of course I want results. We all want results with everything we do. But what is a strategy that we can actually implement to get people excited, especially as we're heading into the summer? And the number one thing that I personally have found in my own courses, and helped many clients do this as well, who were creating courses, some for academics, some for their programs themselves, others they're on the ops side of stuff and they're working with other clients and helping them build their courses. And it's people that start before they build their course, and there's people that add gamification after the fact. It works. And it doesn't have to rely. So right now, what the Rise of the Digital CEO is doing, it's tech-based. But this isn't the course content being gamified. This is a completion list or a completion task that has been incentivized. That works as well because the purpose of this is it's a free course. So it's exposure to his program. It's exposure and sharing of this program is the goal of it. And it's also incentive to get more people and bring accountability partners into a course. So an incentivized leaderboard like this, absolutely perfect strategy when your task and your goal for your business is to build your email list and also to reach more people. I forget what the number was that he mentioned, how many people signed up, but it was absolutely insane, which explains why there have definitely been some glitches with the system because this is a brand new tool for them as well. And anytime you implement a brand new tool, there are always going to be glitches. I personally have always joked how I should have been a software tester because I find all of those glitches, but I also am the one who tries to figure out why something is happening, whether it's actually part of what I'm doing for that particular organization or not. So in this case, poor Angelica, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but I'm getting to know her via email because we've been back and forth quite a bit. So I do apologize for all of my messages, but I have an amazing community of friends. A couple years back, a local heating and cooling company had a incentive or a program for veterans. And so in November, as heating system time was coming in, they ran where you could submit or your friends could submit, and as a veteran, get a heating system for it. So I reached out to my Facebook community and I pleaded with them to do the form. They had to actually write a little essay or a blurb. And once you know it, lo and behold, I actually won a brand new furnace for my home as a veteran from a veteran-owned organization or a business, local business here in the Ohio area, which was amazing. And I should give them a shout out. It was Quality Heating and Cooling here in Canton, Ohio. So if you happen to be in this area and the surrounding area, I highly recommend them. My heating system has worked for 2 years now, and it's been absolutely amazing. But I know that my community falls behind me, and I know that they are absolutely amazing. And for that reason, the fact that I've countered some glitches, I'm coming out to you all as a community to help me bump up in this as well, because I definitely want to work with James and I actually want to help them troubleshoot some of these problems too. But more importantly, I want to help you strategize ways to leverage incentivizing, rewarding, and gamifying your courses so that you can actually gain results and help your participants gain results sooner within your course. In some cases, we start tracking their progress on day one, but it depends on what it is you teach and how you teach it. In some cases, it's a matter of setting up the collection of the data so that you can start tracking from that moment. In other cases, as they're getting set up and acclimated to your course, you can already start to see results. That's going to depend on what it is you're teaching, how you teach, what the strategies are, how far in the program somebody is. I mean, there's a lot of variables that have to be analyzed for that, but that is definitely something that we will be talking about as I roll out content as part of this Gamifying Learning this summer. So I do apologize, this is getting long. But I do just want to talk a little bit about and give you some strategies that don't rely on a tech tool for incentivizing stuff like what they have done in the Rise of the Digital CEO. So you can see here, first off, it's a matter of registering for the training. You get 50 points, if I recall correctly, for doing that. So all of my people that have signed up have 50 points that they've earned right off the bat. I then, of course, joined the Facebook group that's associated with it, and I earned a handful of points for that. I did upgrade to the VIP, so I had extra calls after every single training. So notice how these are task-oriented things that I'm earning points for. That's where these are incentives for completing something. You don't need these to be tracked on a system like this. You can, depending on the size of your audience, it can be something that is done by way of hire a virtual assistant to assist, or do it yourself. There's always that strategy too, depending on the size of your community. When I was teaching, I always did everything myself, but I had classes that were between 20 and 30 students. Granted, I had 6 or 7 courses at a time, but I still was able to manage that myself. It was a lot of work, and I wished I had known about hiring a VA at this point, because heck, I definitely should have and would have. But you can track this stuff. So like if someone's joining a Facebook group, as you're approving those people, you put it in a spreadsheet and you check it off. Or you have them submit a form and complete that, and then you collect it into a Google response type thing, and you have that on just one massive spreadsheet where what people are doing. So something as simple as tracking tasks on a spreadsheet and then having a reward, whether it's a weekly reward, a daily reward, or some sort of a monthly drawing maybe. It just depends on, again, the size of your audience, the size of the engagement, how many things they need to complete. As they're onboarding, you can definitely have an onboarding package, so to say, that they are working towards. And maybe instead of buying prizes for people, you are giving them a 30-minute consult with you, or a 30-minute hot seat in a group call, or maybe they get an hour hot seat in a group call. And everybody else gets to benefit, but that one person gets that personalized, focused, and dedicated time with you to move their project forward. So tracking with a form, tracking as people onboard into your system or into groups, as they're downloading stuff. So you have, I personally, in my WordPress site, I set up, and so like this QR code goes towards my Pretty Links link. So it's actually hubrex.com/2024rise. So I created a pretty link. You can do that with any tool. There's Bitly, I mean, there's all sorts of shortening technology out there. You just go and do that. A lot of them, and what I love about Pretty Links and why I use it with my WordPress site, is it tracks how many people clicked it, and it tracks how many unique users have clicked it. And then if you invest in their pro service, you can get even more analytics about it. So it's definitely worth having some sort of a tracking system, and there are so many of those tools out there, and there's no right or wrong one. It's just a matter of which one aligns with you and which one do you find to be the easiest tool. Just pick it and run with it. So tracking your tools, having some sort of way of doing that, using a spreadsheet to report. You don't have to have the results. Like, this is supposedly real time. There have been some times when I think it got overloaded and things were delayed, or the points maybe just weren't being processed. But again, that's a tech tool thing. You can eliminate that entirely by posting once a week an update. You know, it doesn't have to be real time updates. Again, this may be something where you hire a VA to assist you with this tracking of it and doing the counting of everything and the reporting of it and the posting of all this information. 100% different ways. So I think at this point I've left you with 3 actionable ideas because 1, you don't have to have a tech tool in order to incentivize, which is gamification of your course experience, but just gamifying or incentivizing the tasks that people do as they sign up is gamification. So tracking what they've done using forms, Google Forms, any type of form, type forms. I mean, it's all of those different things, but somewhere that you can mark off that they've completed it. Maybe for each of those you do a drawing. So there's a little bonus tip. You could do every single one of those people that submits their intake form, their name goes into a raffle. And then there are some wonderful online tools. You can either do numbers or you can do names, whatever works best for you. You just hit the button and it will randomly pick someone for you, which there again, it's off of you, so you're not the one having to do it. You can do it live. There's some that do a little wheel that depends on how many people you have it, so that will factor in as to when you're selecting your tool. But again, so you've got the spreadsheet, you've got the forms, you've got the tracking of the clicking, and then the fact that don't feel like you have to use a tech tool. That would be my biggest recommendation for you. So I look forward to spending the summer with you here at the First Aid Station. It is my goal to, 1, post responses to questions. I already have some queued up that I hope to get posted on Monday is the plan, that I'm going to start rolling those out into a playlist of Q&A kind of things. It's one of the questions, for example, is about community building and how do you track community and how do you strategically build your community to be engaged. There again, we'll bring in some elements of gamification, but we also will just be talking about the art and science of learning design in the spaces of community, the learning journey, and the learning experience are my main 3 buckets that we're going to focus on this summer as we apply it to both gamification and not. As well as out here, I definitely will be doing some reviews. There's a couple tech tools I've already started looking into as are they feasible for the entrepreneurial space where we are actually working at our own time, and do they fit with our other tools? I personally have made the commitment this year in 2024 to move all of my stuff over to Kajabi. I had been working with some other tools and I just decided it was time to put it all into one system and move forward with that. So I'm going to share some of those strategies, tips, tricks, and again, questions that I am getting from community members and my clients and sharing them with all of you. And who knows what else? If you have ideas, feel free to go to my YouTube channel, which is The Course Doctor. It's at The Course Doctor, and the is spelled out. Or find me on LinkedIn. You can also find me on Instagram, but that I don't do a lot of posting on there. It's really going to be YouTube and a little bit of LinkedIn, but YouTube is really where it's going to be. And actually out in Reddit too, you can find me at The Course Doctor if you are a Reddit person. So lots of places to find me. I look forward to meeting and interacting with all of you. And for those of you willing to offer the 100-point support, I would forever be grateful. And the QR code is back up on the screen. If you have any problems, you can find me over on YouTube there, LinkedIn, as I mentioned. Just message me or even support at Hubrex, and my last name, it's shortened for the email address. It's hubrex.com. You can at support@hubrex.com. But the YouTube channel is where I am dedicating most of my time for this summer, and it definitely will be where I'm engaging. So I look forward to seeing you there. Be sure to hit that little button to subscribe, and you'll be notified when I have new videos out here. Again, I do apologize. This one got way long, and it wasn't planned. My goal is that today and tomorrow I have more supporters and people helping me move up in those ranks. I would absolutely love to go to bed in the single digits again, and then hopefully wake up even higher in the single digits. Or lower in the single digits, depending on which way you want to do it. But again, thank you so much. I am so excited about the opportunity to help you on your gamification journey this summer. Please do reach out with questions. I will gladly put them into the first aid station below as responses. Or we can always schedule calls and go from there as well. I believe I have that in the channel links if you want to just grab a walk-in clinic visit. If not, I will make sure that that link is in there. So do bear with me as I roll out my personal brand as the course doctor and really roll it into YouTube here. It has been a journey, and as I learn different things, I will be sure to share those as well, because every new tool brings new wonderful challenges and frustrations, I guess we could call them too, because they each have their nuance to them all. So have a fabulous day. Again, if you're watching this on the 15th of June, tomorrow is the end of this competition. So please spread the word and have as many of your friends join you in that community. And I look forward to hearing from you and talking to you soon.